Start. Vasudevasutan devam Kamsachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Chapter 2, verse 71. Vihaya kamanyah sarvan Vihaya kamanyah sarvan Pumanscharati nispruhah Pumanscharati nispruhah Nirmamo nirahankarah Nirmamo nirahankarah Sa shantim adhigacchati Sa shantim adhigacchati. He who gives up all desires and moves about without the sense of mind and egoism and shuns the thirst for necessities of life attains tranquility. Sa shantim adhigacchati. He who gives up all desires. Okay. So we try to understand, but from the standpoint of the discipline of karma yoga, disinterested action. Okay. Now we will try to understand from the standpoint of discipline of knowledge, the Gnana Yoga. So, we were discussing last week, every man has the knowledge that I am. Okay. You need to listen to this often, then it will fit. Okay. And nowadays the video will be available. So what it says, every man has the knowledge that I am. In I am, I is a fragment of nature, and am denotes reality, eternal existence. This am is used with I. Now, in the absence of I, am will not stand. Only is will remain. The eternal existence, the pure existence will remain. Okay. So, what are the four common things? I am, you are, this is, that is. So, these all four are in respect of individuals, space and time. This is limited conception. If this limited conception is not maintained, then universal is remains. Again, I am saying this. You need to go through this often. then you will get the meaning. But, okay, again, if we have to understand this simply, then we have to go back to the Ishavasya Upanishad, the first verse, Ishavasyavidam sarvam yat kinchat jagatyan jagat. Whatever we see, all belongs to him. So what it says here, if these limited conception is not maintained, then universal is remain. When a striver is established in this universal is, he becomes completely free from the sense of I and mine. The most important thing here to give up the desire, what it says, right? Okay. The moment we know, but the moment we understand, everybody knows, right? But the moment we understand and try to put in practice that these, nothing belong to me. I'm using the word these in plural. Means, be it my body, I'm saying it's my body, it does not belong to me. Right? And all belongings, if these we understand, then to become desire free will become but easy. That we must understand. Now, from the standpoint of discipline of devotion, bhakti yoga, what is called I or mine actually belongs to God. Because in the Gnan Yoga, we say only it doesn't belong to me. But Bhakti Yoga will completely convince us, okay, in our terms and our language. Those who are the seekers on the path of knowledge, those who has achieved their stage and state of mind, for them it might be but easy. But the common man, common people, you and me, for us, the best is bhakti yoga. So, from the standpoint of discipline of devotion, what is called I or mine actually belongs to God. And I mean, if we really ask ourselves, okay, let's try to understand that, okay, when, okay, the sentence which I am going to use now can be debatable, okay? So first I will use that when I was coming to this world, right? Really, was I coming to world, or somebody is sending me to this world? Okay. Right. So forget about that debate. But did I apply for this birth? No. Did I apply for this body? No. Did I apply for these beautiful eyes or each and every organ of my body? No. So somebody has sent me with this, okay, inbuilt mechanism of listening to, speaking, to watch everything. Okay, just try to understand this. If we can convince this intellectually, with ourselves, then we'll know that this does not belong to me. This belongs to God. Now, because at the person's, things, body, being mind, I might have protected from decay and possess them forever. Okay? Yeah. Then if it belongs to me, if I have done this for myself, okay, then I would have protected it. We can't do that. Okay? Yeah, we can paint it. But we can't. We can't. If it is going to go get grey, it will be grey. Okay? Right. Okay. In times to come, if I have to have that walking stick or walker with me, it is going to happen. So basically what it say from the standpoint of discipline of devotion, we know that this body also belongs to God. So I would have protected from decay and possessed them forever, but it is not so. It means that so-called body of mine, senses, mind, intellect, or can be any limb of my body, etc., are His. And not only the body, I am also His. He is the controller. Okay? Right? Okay. Whatever ears or breath He has granted for my life, okay, then the match is over. By having this sort of feeling, a striver becomes free from the senses of mind and from egoism. It looks hard. It is hard. Not it looks hard. It is hard. But as I always tell you and share you with this, that from some point we have to start. We have to start from some point, from some angle. And that's why I always give you an example. The room is full of dark, okay? And it's full of dirt, right? What are we going to do? We'll start cleaning from one angle, from one corner, and it will be cleaned. So this is also the understand we have to start developing in our lives. We have to. And to start with, to put in practice that first of all, you have to start practicing with all the external belongings. Okay. And gradually we can. Many years back, I was reading one monk. Very. So he just became sannyasi. The moment you become sannyasi, that means you renounce everything. Absolutely nothing belongs to you. And when I am saying this, I am saying about the true sannyasi. Okay? Not those who are making the trust And then those, they become the trustees. So he took the sannyas, and he was just going from one place to another place with his disciple. And next morning they were leaving. It so happened that he forgot his kamandal. Kamandal basically it's a container. Mostly it's made by the wood. Okay, and the sannyasi normally the bhiksha, the food they get, they collect in it and eat it. So he forgot to take where he has put it. So then all of a sudden he remembered. He just told, you use it, his disciple or his colleague or his, you name anything. That doesn't matter. But what matters is that I'm going to share with you. So he just told his disciple or colleague that, please bring my kamandal. The disciple or the colleague was so sharp. He said in Hindi, "Mera kamandal lana." And disciple shocked him with his answer, "Kamandal or mera? Kamandal yours?" Are you getting me? Kamandal, container, okay? Container. And is yours? Since you have renounced everything. You can't say it's my kamandal, my container. It's very subtle thing. So that kind of stage sannyasi supposed to bring in his life. Nothing belongs to me. Nothing belongs to me. Everything belongs to him. So now the Bhagwan by expression, this is the same chapter Bhagwan has told. Somru tattvaya kalpate. Explain attainment of perfection by Jnana Yoga. Now, by the expression in this particular verse, Sa Shantim Adhikachati. He, Bhagwan, mentions the perfection by Karma Yoga. It means that by being established in pure consciousness, self, immortality is attained, and by renouncing matter, here matter means ego, by renouncing matter, tranquility, peace is attained. So egoism really does not exist. It is merely assumed in the self. Okay. Because the moment we start my, okay, then the sprout will be there. Okay. Like in the mug, we have the sprout, okay? So it's merely assumed in the self. If it had really existed, we could not have been free from egoism. And the Bhagavan would have also not told us to be free from egoism, but The Bhagavan mentions Nirahankara. So it means that we can be free from egoism. Because that's a very simple thing. If it is not possible, okay, if it is not possible, Bhagavan would have never ever told this to become Nirahankari, to become egoless. It is possible. It is possible. Yeah. In some cases, it can happen early. In some cases, it can take a while. And in some cases, it can take long. But it is possible. So this is also our experience that the self is free from egoism. And in this particular, Swami Ram Sukdas has given very good example. In sound sleep, egoism disappears, while the self exists. This is clearly perceived when we arise from sleep. In sound sleep, egoism merges ignorance, but the self still remains. Therefore, after arising from sleep, remembering that, we say, I slept so comfortably that I knew nothing. Okay? But that we can only share our experience when we wake. But somebody was experiencing, and that was I. That was self. Were I using I? Not the ego. That was the self, pure consciousness. Okay. So I slept so comfortably that I knew nothing. Because in that state of mind, we cannot describe even. We cannot describe. This memory proves that he, the self who slept comfortably and who knew nothing, was there. The self, the I, was still there. Otherwise, who experienced comfort and who knew nothing? It's tricky, okay? It's but hard, right? Who knew nothing? In I knew nothing, there is no egoism. And he who had this knowledge is the self, and that self is free from egoism. Basically, Bhagavan emphasizes to become desireless, right? In sound sleep, at the merger of egoism and ignorance, a man feels that he enjoyed a carefree sleep, but he can't express because we are not in state of expressing. He can't express it at that time because there is no means to utter words. After rising from the sound sleep, he has the memory of that joy, that comfort. Memory is born of experience, and that is known as Anubhav Janya Gnana Smriti. Anubhav, experience. Smriti, memory. Okay, and that's come from the Gran. Okay, thus in sound sleep, everywhere feels that egoism does not persist, but no one feels that the self does not exist. Egoism can't persist without us, but we, when we say we, self can live without egoism and do live. Our self is consciousness solidified. This eternal entity is not dependent on anyone, but everyone is dependent upon it. Okay? The self, Atma, remains the same. And under any circumstances. Okay. We would have been only in the form of egoism. In the sound sleep, at the merge of egoism, we would have also no existence. But we exist. When I say we exist, the self. It proves that we have our existence without egoism. So basically what it says, the person can live his life without ego. Again, I'm repeating, it's difficult, right? But we have to start. Okay. How? For an example, okay. If let's assume that I sing well. Now, I want to be free from ego. But then how will I express that I will sing or that I sing well? We just need to add few words before or after the sentence. I sing well by the grace of God. By the grace of God, I sing well. Then it will help us to dilute the ego. Simple thing. Say, somebody is good in painting. Somebody is good in knitting. Somebody is good, let's put, say, even making garland. It's obviously it's going to come that, okay, no, I can knit, I can do this knitting job nicely. I can make garland nicely. But if we try to put this sentence before or after, yes, I can make garland nice by the grace of God. So in that context, I was trying to explain you that we have to start from some corner, from some point, and that will help us a lot. It looks simple, but it will help us a lot. It will help us a lot. So, but we exist. It proves that we have existence without egoism. In wakefulness and dream, egoism appears, and in sound sleep, egoism merges. But we, the self, ever exist. What neither appears nor merges in our identity. Having given up all the desires for the maintenance of the body, some requirement of things, persons is felt that is called spruha, necessity. Not to talk of the necessities for the maintenance of the body, the man's steadfast wisdom does not even need the body, because the necessity of the body makes a man dependent. So basically what it says, what it tried to explain. So, as I was telling you last week, let it come on its own. But we don't have to expect it. In that context, the spruha word is used here. Okay. If I have to live, okay, in this world, these are the necessities, it will come. I need to do my job, and the rest will follow. So we need to put this in practice. So a karma yogi does not accept anything as his own, and for him, but he regards it as the world's and for the world only, so he has no necessity. Kamana, desire, and spruha, necessity. Renunciation of both means that there should not be any desire for things and there should not be any necessities for the maintenance of the body. The reason is that the desire for the maintenance of the body is also enjoyment of pleasure. Not only this, but even the wean for peace. Salvation and self-realization is kamna. Therefore, real disinterestedness consists is not having desire even for salvation. And that's why Shankaracharya has written in his stotra, Namokshasya kanksha bhava chaname. It's a part of Devi Aparadha Kshamapan Stotram. I have no desire for liberation, nor do I desire wealth or knowledge. O Goddess, I don't even wish to be happy, but I beg only this of you, that my whole life may pass in the singing of these words. So, my whole life should pass in singing the glory of Bhagavan. The mokshasya kanksha bhava vichanave. I have no desire for liberation even. And who says that? Shankaracharya, who is on the top of knowledge, who is on the top of intellect. He says this. So in that context, okay? Instead, allow me to sing your glory. In this verse, there is no prohibition of apara prakriti. Apara prakriti is lower insentient nature. The Jeev, the embodied soul, because of egoism, has sustained apara prakriti universe that we will see in the 7th chapter, apara prakriti and para prakriti. In that verse, Bhagavan has told, Yedam dharyate jagat. Therefore, by being free from egoism, the lower nature is negated, affinity is renounced, and the self, the soul, becomes free from the bondage of birth and death. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. If everything is renounced, even then egoism remains persist. But if egoism is renounced, everything is renounced. Okay. In that context, Bhagavan is trying to tell us that everything should be vihaya kamanya sarvan puman sriti nispruha nirmamo nirahangara sa shantim adhikachati. Who attains tranquility? Egoism and shuns the thirst of necessity. Okay, right. This again we will try to understand from the point of view of Swami Vivekananda. Okay, he has also explained this very nicely. We will try to understand this also. Yeah, next week. Next week, it's almost 5 past 8, but not. Yeah, next week we will be not meeting due to Diwali. Okay, so following week when we will meet, we will try to explore more this. Till that, all the best. Wish you happy Diwali in advance. Okay, enjoy. Right. Okay. We'll conclude this with the 73rd verse of chapter 18th in this discussion. Whatever you like, credit goes to the scriptures. Whatever I have heard, I have read, I have understood, I have studied. And our main reference book is Sadak Sanjeevani by Ram Sogdas ji. Okay. नष्टो मोहः स्मृतिर्लब्धा त्वत्प्रसादान्मयाच्युत स्थितोऽस्मि गतसन्देहः करिष्ये वचनं तव.